And I'm afraid of fans. Okay.
Sticking out your Gyatt.
I've been really upset sometimes when I've been misquoted.
He sliced up her into little bits and pieces and was eating the skin off of her forehead. What's up, jelly beans? Welcome back to this extra special Halloween episode. I'm here with Daphne.
Hi.
You know what this feels like?
What?
This feels like I'm doing the news, because you know how on the news they'll be like, back to you, Gary, and then there's like a 3-second lag in between.
Yes.
And then the person is just like sitting there like blank-eyed.
Yes, that is exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's going to be difficulties regardless when this is virtual. I wish you were here. Actually, I get to see you in literally a week, so that'll be amazing.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna cry, guys.
No, I will absolutely non-stop crying. I will flood the gates 100%.
Oh yeah.
But our regular host, Elias, can't make it today because he got COVID.
No, I'm so sorry, Elias.
I'm like, how are you going to catch COVID in 2023? Like, you are so behind the trends. You know what I mean? Like, he is just behind the times.
No, he is so valid for that. He's very valid for that because I had COVID.
Is he?
Yes, because I had COVID 2 weeks ago. So I feel that.
Okay, that's valid for you. Not for him, though.
You're right. I can't believe he got sick. Did you get your vaccines?
Did me?
Yeah, did yours.
Did I's got the vaccine? Yes, I did.
Okay, anti-vaxxer. Okay.
Well, you know what? Talk to Elias about that part.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm good. I hope you feel better, Elias. I miss seeing you. I watch your podcast every week.
But now it's the perfect excuse to bring you on, the better host.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be back.
I was literally telling him, oh, what are you going to dress up as for this episode? And he was like, I don't know. And he fully went to Spirit Halloween, sending me all these pictures of masks and costumes. And then he ended up not even getting anything. So I was like, so what was the whole point?
Stop. Well, it's okay because we're all dressed up today.
Exactly. It's the perfect excuse for us to be right in theme.
Yes.
We are dressed up as Scooby-Doo characters, but it's funny because none of us know anything about Scooby-Doo.
I do not know a single thing.
Literally, do you know like the catchphrases the characters say?
No, but I did just Google it. Apparently, Daphne says Jeepers.
Right. I think I knew that. Velma says Jinkies. Shaggy says... What does Shaggy say? Zoinks?
Something like that. That sounds super familiar, even though I've never seen a single episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, in the shower, I've tried to replicate Shaggy's voice. I can't do it.
Stop, you have to try right now.
Oh, it's like, oh, Scooby! I know, I can't do it.
That was so good.
It's hard. I don't know. My impression stopped there.
Okay, that was pretty good. Apparently, Daphne also has said that life is like banana skins. What do you think that means?
Like it's easy to trip and fall? That's low-key deep.
Yeah, I feel like she's a very deep person. I feel like she's definitely a water sign based off of the 5 quotes that I read off of Brainy Quote.
Oh yeah, like what?
Yeah, like here, I'll pull one up.
Okay. She's like totally this blonde character, but she's ginger, right?
Yeah, she's very ginger.
Okay, so she is breaking the stereotypes.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Actually, I don't know what the ginger stereotypes are.
Has no soul.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. This girl has a soul because listen to this. I've been really upset sometimes when I've been misquoted.
That is so good. I'm gonna start
like
using that.
like my girl. Yeah, but anyways, that's her. I feel her.
I love that for her. Why do people say gingers don't have souls? Like,
I don't know. I
even
feel
white people have
like
to discriminate against each other.
yeah, that's very true. I wonder if there's like lore about like why gingers have like that color hair that's like related to it. I don't know.
Not lore.
Just when I think about that question, I think do you know that one picture of Ed Sheeran where he like is facing the camera? It's like really close up kind of and he just like literally has no thoughts behind his brain. That's the picture that I
That's
think
just
of when
what
you
he
say
looks
that.
like on a regular basis.
See, maybe that's why. It's all because of Ed Sheeran, the Ed Sheeran theory.
You're right, you're right. You know, people really shit on Ed Sheeran for how ugly he looks, and I'm not going to argue that, but the topic the topic that I will bring into discussion are his tattoos because I'm sorry, but he looks like a fucking like puzzle piece.
Yeah, he gives coloring book. I love it. It's so
A
interesting.
coloring book for children.
Yeah, very much for children. But it's like it's so interesting because it's like when you see a person and like everything you guess about them from their appearance is wrong. He just has
Completely.
so much like things, so many things that are like, what is going on with him?
Right, he's got layers.
He does have a lot of layers.
But I don't know. I just every time I see his tattoos, I'm like, "What are you doing, sir? Like you could have made the whole package a little bit more presentable,
Yeah.
but the what's it called? The cover is the same as underneath, essentially.
Yeah, life is
But no
like
hate, because he has a great voice. He's a
he
male Susan
does.
Boyle.
Yes, absolutely. And he has a wonderful family.
Does he? Do you know them personally?
Yeah. I know them through the Disney documentary.
Oh yeah. I'm actually cousins with them.
Yeah. From
Very
your
very distant cousins.
right, your mom's like cousin's cousin.
Completely.
Yeah. I see the resemblance. The orange scarf is bringing
Oh
it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is actually not for Fred. This is for Ed Sheeran's hair.
Yes, period.
All right, but Daff, what have you been up to recently?
I have been not doing so much. So I had COVID like Elias so relate, and then I
It looks good on you
started.
though.
Thank you. Yeah, it really did. It got
Mhm.
me in a really good like music phase. I watched Surfs Up every single day, so joy of my life. And then after
Is that the
that,
Penguin movie?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Cody.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen
Oh,
it.
you have to watch it. It is the best movie ever.
Okay, I will. I've
Okay,
seen
we will.
Happy Feet. I always get those confused.
No, Happy Feet is not the same. Happy Feet is not a feel good movie. Surfs Up is a feel great movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can watch it.
Okay, we will. It's you would really like it. It's like set up as like a reality TV show. So it's
Oh,
like
interesting.
right
It's
up your
animated?
alley. Yes, it's animated.
Love.
It's the life of this penguin who has a dream of becoming a surfer. Anyways, my favorite story of all time. It's done really well and it's super funny. So I was doing that during COVID, and then
Mhm.
the only thing recently that has been like a life update, I guess, is I'm training for a marathon.
That is insane. That is insane.
Yeah, I know. It's really stressing me out. I've even had like stress dreams about it, even though it's like half a year
Wow.
away. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I
Yeah.
would totally join you, but I would actually die. I would actually need to prepare my funeral that day.
Yeah. No, me too. So I said this to somebody, but my idea is while I run, because honestly it's gonna take me 6 to 7 hours probably to finish it. So I'm
How
gonna need
long is a marathon?
it's 26.2 miles, which
Oh
is
my
about
fuck.
I actually, I don't know how many kilometers that is at all, but it's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna call you when I'm running because I'm gonna need some moral
Okay, perf.
support. But yeah, that's what
Yes,
I yeah.
I will be your Celsius.
Yes, yes. Literally I'll get so much energy.
Yeah. How do you train for a marathon? Do you just keep running more and more each time, or are you trying to like last for a long time? How does that work?
That's a great question, Jimmy. um I honestly could not tell you. My thought process right now is that I need to both work on going faster in a shorter distance and also just being able
Mm-hmm.
to mentally go for that long because the mental is so challenging. So that's my
Oh,
thought process on
100%.
it. Yeah. But what have you been up to these
I
days?
I
Oh,
just went to our state fair. I have gone many, many times,
yeah.
but my friend who lives here now has never gone, so I decided to go with him. And his friend was visiting in town, or he was in town visiting,
Hmm.
because his girlfriend is in the state. So we all decided to meet up. So the both of them, the friend and the girlfriend, didn't have cars. So my friend had to drive them essentially, and back and forth was like an hour. And so I already felt bad for him.
Yeah,
But the
so
plus
far.
side was it was really far, yeah. The
Uh-huh.
plus side was that he was very excited to go see the fireworks that were happening at
Aww.
9:45 that day. Yeah, and I was very excited for him. And we were going to go get some unhealthy fried junk food, right?
Oh, the best. Yes.
So there are rides at the fair, and me and my friend were like, okay, let's just not go on rides because he's kind of scared of roller coasters. So I was like, okay, I'll just like stand with you, and we can wait for the other two to finish going on rides. And
Yeah.
so the other two, they really take their sweet time, as in keep on switching lines, and the lines take a long time. So we're just sitting there waiting, and then at this point, it's
Bruh.
like 8:30, and then the girlfriend comes and she's like, "Can we leave at 9?"
No. No, you cannot leave at 9.
And I was like, "We need to stay for the fireworks. They're just 45 minutes like
Yeah.
after." And then she was like, "I have an assignment due tonight." I'm like, "Girl, why in your right mind
No.
would you decided not finish your homework before you were going to meet up with these people?"
I know, that's so sad too.
I know. So my friend was essentially chauffeur that night and didn't even get to get food, didn't even get to get fireworks. I just
Mm.
felt bad.
I would feel bad too. Where were you in all of this? Like, what were
Well,
you doing?
I was just the silent observer. I was chilling,
Interesting.
I was
Yeah.
enjoying the nice fall air. It's
Mm-hmm.
finally nice and cool. So, it
Oh,
was my excuse to be outside.
okay. So, okay, that makes sense. Do you feel like you were a different, like, was it a weird, like, friend group, like, vibe? I don't know, because did everyone know each other? That's like, what, 4 people, 5 people?
It was 4 people. So, I knew
Oh,
everyone
four
except for the
people.
girlfriend.
Okay, gotcha.
But the girlfriend was also like not really trying to get to know us. And like I feel like in situations when everyone knows each other and is like friendly with each other, and then you bring your partner or your girlfriend or whatever, I
Yeah,
feel like they should be the one with trying to make the effort to try to get to know everyone. But
right?
you do you.
Yeah. That could also be scary though. I know if I was in that position, I would be like pretty shy, low key. Like if people didn't ask me stuff, I would not want to like I don't think I would. Like I would still be nice obviously, but like friends with everyone, I don't know.
You're right, you're right. Let me just not be a total bitch. That's the real moral of the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And another thing I've been doing is I've been getting into ASMR videos.
Oh, like getting into
Yeah.
it, like you are really into it.
No, not like that. I meant like when I'm falling asleep, I would listen to people just like tapping on their mics, or like there's this one where they have like a bunch of rocks in like soup, and they're just like, stirring the pot, and then the sounds of the rocks bump into each other. I'm like, that is honestly so good.
They bump into each other.
Yes.
That okay,
And
I get it.
and the specific ones that I really like make me feel different are the ones where people do like massages or like shaving videos where it gets really close to the skin and you can hear like all the hairs being like scraped away. It like makes me feel so weird. Like it's this I say it's the same feeling as when you go to get your haircut or something, or in one of those settings where someone is like touching you and you feel weird but also comforted at the same time.
You know,
Is that
you
just
know,
not a universal thing?
I don't. I think I would need to personally look into it, but I think I could get what you mean. Like it
Mm,
gives you like that tingle. You know what I mean?
yes. That little tingle.
Yeah, but I
Yes.
don't know if I like that.
Okay, okay, that's fair.
But I
I think, you
understand
know
the
what it
feeling.
is?
Hmm.
You know what it is? I think I am just so depraved of human touch.
Yeah, okay. That's really sad.
No, I mean, I guess when I say it that way, it is sad,
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm not a touchy person, so I'm not really craving that.
that's true. That's true.
But I just think seeing people in like a quote unquote intimate like setting, like getting like shaving or getting a haircut or getting a massage, or even
Hmm.
just like ASMR videos, it just feels very like personal, and it like touches this deep part of me that I didn't realize was there.
Oh yeah. You know what? Honestly, I could give you that because I feel like I've put off ASMR like getting into it cuz like I feel like it's kind of like strange sensation, but maybe like that's what
Mm-hmm.
you really like end up tapping into at the end of the day.
Maybe I think what it is me discovering my soul for the first time. I didn't realize I had
Oh,
one. Cause
that's
I'm
so
ginger, I'm
deep.
related to Ed Sheeran.
Yes, yes, you are. That that
Yeah.
is so that's actually so deep. I'm very happy for that life update. Wait, do you like eating ASMR?
No, that shit I can't stand.
Okay, I'm gonna do it for you.
I can't. I
I
can't. Like mukbangs, no, I cannot.
That's so sad.
Ooh.
I wanted an excuse to eat my obsession right now. This is showing it to both of you. This is candy corn crunch from Target.
Okay, love. Actually, I
Yeah,
don't love because
it's
I don't like candy corn.
okay, that's what I thought too. But in a ratio of like 1 to 5, candy corn is really good. I'm not gonna lie. This has peanuts in it, candy corn, raisins, and white chocolate pretzel balls.
Maybe all of that could mask the taste of candy corn, so I could be down with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no, it's something about it really works together. And it like I was telling my sisters that I've been having a really
Mhm.
hard time getting in the fall spirit because it's still hot here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I've been eating this every morning as tribute to getting in
What
the
is like
fall
the fall
spirit.
spirit in your definition?
I feel like the fall spirit is really about chilling out, which is so different than how I've seen it in the past. Because in the past, I'm like, oh, the fall, like, fall is the start of school. So I am going to
Oh
be like
yeah.
busting my ass off during this part of the year. But it's actually like you should be like chilling out and like cozying up and like watching fall movies and like drinking warm drinks and all that.
Right, right. I think one thing that we don't talk enough about as a society is how time completely changes after you graduate from school.
Yeah.
Like when we were in school, everything was based on semesters or based on midterms and then fall break or just winter
Mm-hmm.
break, and then we calculate time through that. But then after the fact, you have none of that to go off of. You're just
Right.
every day is another day,
Right.
and it just goes by so fast.
That's so true. Like time feels so differently. And I was thinking about this literally too because
Mm-hmm.
fall is, even though like it's the start of the school year, right? But it's also the start of like the entire fiscal calendar. So Q1 starts in fall also. But like
Yeah.
technically in a working environment you have like these quarters to like go off of, but it doesn't feel the same as like the semester or quarter like school calendar schedule. Like not at all.
Yeah, right. Because I don't think it doesn't have anything to do with taking breaks. It's just money wise.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. And then like wrapping up like the end of the quarter meetup reflection and seeing what everyone's doing.
Literally, and that reminds me, my brother-in-law called me
Hmm.
randomly,
Oh,
and
hello.
it felt like a quarterly update, like just to check in with how is your work going and stuff. And he is significantly older than I am, so I
Hmm.
can't really judge him on the basis of Gen Z people.
Yeah.
But essentially, he was like, "Oh, I feel like in this time period in your early 20s, you should really be prioritizing women right now, like trying to go after women." I'm like, "What are you saying?" First of
You're
all,
kidding.
I'm not. I'm like, first of all, I don't have money. Second of all, no one wants to meet anyone these days.
That's so fair. You know what though? I applaud your brother-in-law because at least he described them as women. Because do you want to hear what conversation I overheard yesterday?
What?
It was a group of guys who were sitting next to me at a restaurant, and then
Uh-huh.
they ran out of things to talk about. Like they talked about sports, like it was quiet. And then the first thing someone asked them to like get like life updates and stuff was, "Does anyone have any females right now?" He said females.
That just that shivered my timbers.
Yes, yes. And it is the same dude. This dude also proceeded to talk about some woman he like really started digging at Disneyland, and then also described himself as a homie hopper. So this man's was really on something.
A homie hopper?
Yeah, do you know what that is?
No, but honestly, that sounds kind of cool.
I guess it could be kind of cool. It's like, okay, so say you're like in a friend or like you have a friend. Okay, let's just take you and I for example. So
Okay,
like for
okay.
example, if we broke up,
Uh-huh.
then you would be a homie hopper if you dated one of my friends after that. So like you're going from people's friends to
Oh.
friends. Yeah, you're
Okay,
homie
okay.
hopping.
Not what I thought it
Hmm.
was.
What did you think it was?
Oh, I thought it just literally meant hopping on your homies. Just giving them a
Oh.
good old fashioned jumping.
No, I love that. I love that. No, actually, my favorite song, or not my favorite song in the whole world, but there's this
Mm-hmm.
one song that I think I've showed you before, but it's about how you want to like be intimate with all of your friends.
Totally. Listen, I love all of my friends. Orgy time?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Period.
I'm
You know what?
down.
Love, love, love. Yeah,
Yeah,
then you will no longer be deprived of human touch. You'll actually have a little too
exactly.
much.
I think that is the ultimate bisexual fantasy, is just have an orgy with all of your friends.
100%. Yeah.
Amazing. But
Dot, dot, dot.
some people don't crave intimacy at all.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I've definitely had periods of that.
One person who doesn't even crave intimacy from her husband is Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah. Okay, I was really confused about that. So can you like update me to your knowledge because everything went down this week. But what
Okay,
happened?
okay, there is too much because essentially nobody is asking for in the first place.
Yes. Like, who
Nobody's
cares?
asking, literally. And Jada is like, you know what? No one asked, but here I am. Here I am with the tea, Henny, with the piping hot tea.
Uh-huh. Literally.
And everyone is like, okay, because she's promoting her new book.
Right.
And so one thing that she was talking about was how her and Will Smith have been separated but not divorced since 2016. So it's been 7 years since they've been separated.
Right.
And apparently she was like confused when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock during the Oscars. She was like, yeah, why did that man like slap Chris for me? Because we're not even married. I don't even know why he said wife.
Yes. That was so confusing too.
And then the interviewer was like, so you're not divorced? And she's like, correct. We are separate and there's only one way to work it through and it's work it out, honey. And I'm like, what are you even saying? Like, I don't understand.
Literally. She really said any publicity is good publicity.
Completely. I mean, I guess now people
Wait,
know that
but
she's promoting her book. You know, everyone's trying to write their own memoir these days. We were just talking last week about how Hugh Jackman's writing his memoir also, and there might be some shocking revelations from there.
interesting. What like did are there any clues for that? I love Hugh Jackman.
No, but people think he's gay from what he's
Yeah,
saying.
I really wonder if he's going to talk about that.
Yeah. Would you ever write a memoir?
I feel like I would. A big life lesson tip, because I was reading something that was like a bunch of like basically people who are in like elderly homes like talking about their life regrets and stuff like that. And a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
people are like, yeah, just do the things that would make the best story. And I feel like writing a memoir is really more about writing how your life goes than actually writing the memoir. So I feel like it could be a fun thing to do in the future.
Do you think these people that write their memoirs, they like lie about any part of their lives and just dramatize it for, entertainment purposes?
I'm sure they do. They also like most of them aren't writing it themselves. So like it's also
Oh,
through a
duh.
filter, yeah, of someone who doesn't like know exactly what happened. So I'm sure that happens. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm sure they exaggerate parts like maybe the actual reality is, oh, I woke up and I ran out of cereal or something. And then the dramatized version is a kidnapper came in, stole my cereal, and I had to run after them. And then I got hit by 3 cars on the way. But you know what? In the end, I got my cereal.
Yeah, yeah, literally. And it's like yeah.
Like, okay, dot, dot, dot. That was kind of cool, but I don't know how realistic that is.
Right, exactly. Would you write a memoir?
I don't think my life is interesting enough as of right now for me to write a memoir. But
Yeah.
maybe if I ever get famous.
You know, honestly, I wish more like not to say anyone's boring, but like I wish
Mm,
more non-famous people wrote memoirs because I feel like those are the most valuable stories.
that's true. That's true. I mean, I
That would be
guess this
so cool.
podcast is my version of a memoir.
Very true, very true. Which is
Yeah.
but not to say it's not going to be a world-class podcast soon.
Well, let's manifest that. So, the whole point of what the fuck was that?
Did you see that?
Yes, I did. On her camera, there was just confetti that popped out. Like,
And it was
what
at the
is going
exact
on?
timing. It was at the exact timing you counted down three, two, one, and then confetti fell down.
Literally, this is so strange. Okay, well, clearly the computer is listening to us, which is
Yes,
kind of
clearly.
spooky.
Very spooky.
And that leads us to our main topic today because it is Halloween. Yay!
Happy Halloween.
Happy Merry Halloween. Do you like Halloween?
Oh. You know what's funny? I did not like
Mm,
Halloween until I met you.
really?
Yeah, I'm not even joking. Like, you were just Mr. Halloween in my brain, so why don't you tell me about it?
I love Halloween because it is the one or like time of the year where spooky things are celebrated and
Mm-hmm.
people want to dress up, and everything is just more, I don't know, like edgy, and I'm here for
Very.
that.
Yeah, I am too. And like everyone decorates their houses. It's like a good time.
Exactly. And we can talk about like different topics that usually is not really relevant.
That's very true. Do you feel like it's more okay to talk about these topics during this time because everyone's like thinking about Halloween?
Oh, 100%. I've seen these like
Yeah.
pranks where people will scare people. Like there's one where someone was flying a drone and they put like a ghost
Mm-hmm.
thing on it and it was flying around and it's scaring people.
Mm,
I think that shit would
okay.
not fly when it's not Halloween season, you know.
Okay, no, you're so right. Like, especially the pranks and stuff. Do you like getting
Mhm.
scared? Do you get scared often?
I do not get scared often, but I am also not I have not been on the receiving end of like pranks and shit. So I wouldn't doubt
Yeah,
that I would get scared.
gotcha. That makes sense. I feel like I was telling someone this the other day, but you know those places where like you go to an amusement park and then they have those like mazes where people jump out and scare you.
Yes, yes.
Going to one of those in middle school, I actually remember was the first time I held hands with a boy, which
Oh,
is
that's
something.
scary.
Right? That's something that is very scary, but that is something I remembered
Mhm.
this week. And I was like, dang, that memory just got brought up because the Halloween season.
Right. Are there other things that you're scared of, like conventional things or weird things? Because a lot of people are scared of spiders, snakes, that kind of variety.
I actually have been like feeling a lot less scared of like animals and insects. I think my like
Mm-hmm.
biggest fear is something that probably no one in the world is afraid of, and I'm afraid of fans.
Like
Like
the
buzz.
spinning fans.
Yeah. Yeah. I am terrified of fans.
um. Dot dot dot.
Yeah, like it's really hot right now, but I don't own a fan. Like I wouldn't turn it on because I'm scared of them, and I don't know where it comes from.
Do you think it's like gonna like slice you apart?
I don't know, something like that. Like I'm instinctively afraid of them. So something must have happened to me when I was a kid, or I watched something that was like that made
Whoa.
me scared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it's like
don't
a
know.
saw trap.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be that. Why are you scared of anything?
Okay, I'm scared of this particular thing that is valid for a certain time period, but right now is kind of irrational. I am scared of
Okay.
German Nazis, and I'm not talking about neo
Oh,
Nazis. I'm talking about German Nazis.
yeah. No, yeah. Okay. Did I'll just wait.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain myself. Maybe it's because I, growing up, saw, World War II stuff and that
Yeah.
traumatized me. But just the idea of people invading your home and just snagging you away and throwing you into these concentration camps, the idea of that is so scary to me.
Mm, that's true. That's true. Did you like learn a lot about that when you were younger?
I mean, I don't think any more than the regular amount that kids usually
Okay.
learn.
No, I like I just not like, but you know, I'm intrigued by the distinction of that and other like people and other groups of people. But very interesting. So I don't think you're gonna get scared on Halloween from that. I feel like that you're pretty safe
I hope so.
theoretically.
I hope we never manifest that to come true.
Yeah, I don't think many people are dressing up for that for Halloween.
Right. Well, I think it would be very obvious who does.
Yeah, I feel like it's always interesting to see like what people are dressing up as because I feel like you have like three categories of like people like us who are like doing like cartoon characters, and then you have like really like sexy costumes, and then you have like
Yeah.
scary costumes, and I feel like
Yeah.
that is like a triangle.
Yes, I completely agree. And I think each year I try to hit a different corner of that because
Ooh, yeah.
I think 2 years ago I was dressed up as actually scary things. Like I was dressed up as the Terrifier
Right.
and
Mm-hmm.
like a skull. And then last year I
Hmm.
was dressed up as what's her face? One of the Mean Girls, Gretchen.
Yeah.
And so that was
Hmm.
my slutty outfit.
Yes, yes.
And then this year is my campy cartoon reference
Hmm.
outfit.
Wait, I love that. You have to hit all of the angles.
I agree. So next year I think I will try to be something scary again.
Yeah, you have to go back to it.
Exactly. It's like the Avatar cycle, but the Halloween cycle.
But the Halloween cycle, yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like I have like just started. I feel like I'm starting that cycle because I've never really been enthused of dressing up. Like I did when I was younger, and I remember my parents would be like, "Here's $40 to go to Party City and get like a costume." But like
Mhm.
it was not like I wasn't that into it. It's just like I would do it.
Oh. Why do you think you weren't that into it?
I literally have no idea. I just feel like, okay,
Mm.
well, Halloween, first of all, is something that I've traditionally spent with my family. So I feel like that
Mhm.
makes it very different. Like, I've never had a Halloween with friends until like junior year of literally college or senior year of literally college. So
Oh.
I just didn't like it was always like a family function event. Like, I would go trick or treating with like all my cousins and stuff like that. So I think it was like fun, but I wasn't like crazy about it.
Right. What age do you think people need to stop trick or treating?
Personally, I think I was trick or treating until like I was in high school, maybe
Okay.
like a little older. So I feel like that's definitely acceptable. I think people
Okay.
should deserve. I feel like people deserve to trick or treat at any age. I don't know why there's a cap. Like if
You
someone
know what? Yeah, I agree.
the only thing I would say is like if I were handing out candy to someone and like some old man came to my house and knocked on the door, I would be a little
Oh
scared.
no,
So
no,
to
no. Yeah.
but like I think that should be acceptable. I would just still be scared.
You're right. I feel like if you I don't think there should be a age limit placed on trick or treating, but if you are a grown ass man or
Yeah.
woman, I'm not discriminating here, or in between, I think you should dress up as something not scary so it doesn't it doesn't scare people who are there.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with it. So in the future, if anyone wants to trick or treat at my house, you're absolutely welcome as long as you're not terrifying.
Exactly, or like could be confused for a literal serial killer.
Yes, please. One thing that I used to brainstorm fun ways to like give people candy out of my house that included things like catapulting candy like off my
What
roof like to
what in
people.
the fucking Willy Wonka? Like, do you think you were running a chocolate factory?
No, literally, because that was so fun for me. I was like, oh, how can I like get candy like out in a really interesting way? Not that I've ever handed out Halloween candy, but that was just such a
Mm-hmm.
fun thing to imagine.
No, that actually does sound very fun. I was
Yeah.
telling my friend that we should go hand out candy, but then I was like, that would be boring as fuck. Like we'd be sitting there.
Yeah. I actually think it would be kind of fun, like as an like I feel like that feels very adult. Like I've been talking to some of my friends who have
Yeah.
like adult like jobs and adult like homes, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna hand out candy this year, and I'm like, wow, that sounds really adult.
It does. It does. Especially if you have like a house that
Yeah.
you're in the suburbs and stuff. That I feel like that is definitely something you can do for fun.
Right. Yeah, very true.
Did you ever have a phase in your life where you were obsessed with like true crime documentaries and reading up on serial killers?
No, but my dad is super into it, so I like adjacently hear everything. The only thing I can
Oh.
think of, yeah, I can't think of very many things that I was like super into. Were you?
No, but my mom is super into it, and every night she just goes to sleep with a true crime documentary in the background, and she'll be just falling asleep, and the noise is like, yeah, so he sliced up her into little bits and pieces and was eating the skin off of her forehead, and she's just there like,
No, literally, because my dad is like that too. Like we would go on road trips, like 10-hour long road trips, and he would just be playing that the entire time, and I'd be like falling asleep, and then I'd wake up, and then I'd hear that in my brain.
it's a very interesting interest for people.
I agree with that, but it's very cool. I actually, I think I would be more into it if I wasn't traumatized by this podcast that I listened to when I was younger.
And it's called Jelly Podcast.
Yeah, it's very spooky. It
Yeah.
was actually called it was called the Black Tapes. It traumatized me from both like scary stuff and podcast, I think, because I was so mad
Mm.
because okay, so it was long too. I feel like it was like multiple seasons, like at least a dozen episodes a season, and it was
Mhm.
so addicting because it was about these, I think at least two people, and they would go like debunk like ghost stories, like myths and stuff like that. Like one I specifically remember is they were looking into the song, like the symphony that if you hear it, you die. Like anyone who listens to the full piece, you die. Like they like looked into stuff
What?
like that, right? And it's so interesting. And they just kept on going, kept on going. And by the time I finished the podcast, I realized that it was all fiction. Isn't
Wow,
that
they
so mean?
got you.
They
They
did get me,
trolled
and I was
hard.
so mad. They really did. That was the biggest gotcha of my entire life. I was so sad when I found that out.
Wow. That I don't know how like you don't put a disclaimer at the beginning is like all of this is works of fiction. Like I feel like you
Yeah,
have to say
no,
something like that.
that's what I'm saying, but I think that was like I don't know. It was a really good podcast. I would not have listened to it if I knew it was fiction at the beginning. So
Right,
it
right.
was good. But
A lot
yeah.
of people are scared of demons and ghosts and monsters and werewolves and vampires, but I'm definitely more
Mhm.
scared of freaking serial killers because that can actually happen.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like the things that I think are realistic are definitely the most scary.
Definitely. So, do you
Yeah.
believe in things like ghosts?
I do. I do. I think I believe in
Really?
everything. I think I believe everything exists.
Oh, really? Do you think werewolves exist?
I if there is someone in the world that thinks werewolves exist, I also think it exists by proxy.
No, you do not.
I think so because there has to be like some truth to it. Like I just that makes sense in my brain.
Well, what about the flat earthers?
Yeah, I get their point sometimes, often.
Oh my gosh. You
You know,
know,
that's just
maybe you're just too nice for the world.
yeah, maybe it could be that, but I like low key believe in most things. Ghosts, I would definitely put at the top of the list. But what about you?
I want to say I'm a believer of ghosts. I really want to believe very, very hard. But
Yeah.
I've never had an experience with ghosts. I can never say that I've seen one, so it's really hard for me to believe
Mm.
in ghosts. And my other thing that I've always said is if there are ghosts, does that mean there's ghosts of like everything? Are there bear ghosts? Are there ant ghosts? Are there fucking amoeba
Mm-hmm.
ghosts?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a really good question. I was actually thinking about that the other day because I was in some country. This is a terrible explanation, but I was somewhere and they were talking about how the building that got torn down, like
Mhm.
there was a ghost there for a long time and the building was not a person who like ran the building, it was like the building itself. So I do
I've heard
think
that
that
too.
yeah, I do think that it could just be anything that leaves like that is a ghost.
Yeah, so I went to New Orleans and I went on this ghost tour. And the
Mm-hmm.
guy who led us, he was very into the paranormal, and he was explaining how ghosts are essentially just the energy left behind by something. So a house can leave
Yes.
a quote unquote ghost because it's existed for a long time, so there's a lot of energy associated with it.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Actually, what I don't know if I could say that I've seen a ghost, but I feel like when I was really little, I was able
Mhm.
to just see like balls of energy, like just like everywhere. And I would have a
Really?
really big yeah, I had like a really big thing about like in middle school. Okay, this could have been because like I was actually like crazy anime nerd, but
Mhm.
I could like
Love
literally
that.
see yeah, I could literally like see people's energy like visibly, but like over time I definitely like have lost it. But I don't know if that's ghost related or
Interesting.
not. It's just like energy related. I don't know.
Maybe you should tap into your psychic abilities within you.
Yeah, it's really scary. I don't know if I want to, but I feel like you're right. That would be really cool. Do you feel like you know people who have seen ghosts?
Girl, my mom claims that she caught a ghost on camera the other day.
She caught a oh recently.
Yeah, like last week.
Wait, what
So
happened? I
we
need to hear this.
we have these security cameras and we have one that's pointing in the
Yeah.
backyard.
Mhm.
And her a lot or like her security thing on her phone popped up at like 4:30 in the morning, and then she woke up to
Uh-huh.
check like what caused that, and all she could see was this like it looked like a ball, and it just like went close to the camera and went out and then went back around like that, and you couldn't really tell what it was. It was just like spherical in nature,
Yeah.
but like I would assume it's just like an insect. But she was convinced
Mhm.
that it's a ghost, and she couldn't sleep for the rest of the night. And then she like got home the next day and was like telling everybody she saw a ghost and how spooked that she was. I was like, it was probably like a fucking like moth or something.
Wait, that's so funny. Yeah, it could have been because that's happened to me too. But I would also be really scared because 4 in the morning. Girl, why does she even have her alerts that close to her bed? That would
I
freak me
don't
out.
know. I don't know. She's kind of obsessed with checking the security cameras. Like every time anyone
Yeah,
comes near the house, she knows. She's on
that's so
top of that.
funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I feel like my dad is also. I feel like I'm seeing a similarity between your mom and my dad.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What sign is your
like
dad?
the he's a Gemini.
Oh, my mom is a Libra.
Do you feel like okay? Well, those are both air signs, right?
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Do you feel like that has anything to do with believing in ghosts?
Maybe if you're an air sign, you're more inclined to see the spirits in the air,
Okay, yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
we're both
you're like
water
a floaty
signs.
spirit. Yeah, that's true. I feel like we are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you believe in like psychics that people can actually see ghosts, and especially like essentially on command, you walk into a room, they're like, "Oh, your grandma Sarah, she's here with us right now."
I do. I do. What
Really?
I but I also strongly believe that there are a lot of phonies. So I don't
Probably like most of them out there.
yeah, 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 but I do believe that there are people who have that talent and ability. Would I trust them? I'm not sure, but I really do believe that there are people like that. Do you?
We should go to one. We should go to a reading.
We really should. I feel like that is such also like an Eastern philosophy type of thing. Like bringing back the
Hmm.
last episode because my
Yes.
mom, yeah, because my mom actually for a period of time had a psychic. Like she
Really?
like a lot of yeah, like she had a personal psychic and a psychic for work. And a lot of Korean people
Interesting.
have that. Yeah, a lot of Korean business people, they like have psychics to tell them like, "Oh, this would be a good day to like do this or like you should be thinking about this or like watch out for that or this is in your chart so like be careful." And like stuff like
Okay.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think I do believe in it.
I think that's also another one of those things where I want to be a believer. I just have to see it for myself and like essentially
Mm,
prove me that you're right. But
yeah.
so far, I have not gotten that yet.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting? I feel like the thought process that you have that's like, "Hey, you prove it to me first," is like the opposite of like I'm trying to connect the dots in my brain, but like that's the opposite of what actually happens. Like usually it's like you have to believe it first and then you like start collecting all the evidence.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, like it's really hard to change your mind. Like I've been getting really into that.
Yeah. I've heard that before, and so I will probably never encounter a ghost in my life because I'm not like a believer
Yeah.
in the first place. I will say, I think psychics, regardless of if they are phonies or not, I think a lot of times they can let people heal more from grief because it's
Yeah.
essentially, it's almost like the same as a therapist, right? But they're just saying the right words to you to make you feel
Yes.
better.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I was looking into hypnosis and things related to that the other day because I had heard there's this lady featured on a podcast who's a hypnotist, and she told
Hmm.
the story. about how one of her clients early on was someone who was, I'm gonna like really shorten it, but he was
Okay.
paralyzed like all throughout the body, and she
Okay.
used hypnosis to unparalyze him,
No fucking
basically.
way.
Yeah, like the picture she described was like, yeah, it was all like mental. Like he was really distraught because like for years and years he tried everything and couldn't, like nothing was happening, but his will was still so strong. And they did a session together where she was like, imagine like you are a city and like one light lights up like all like the neurons and like all the nerves, and then like keep
Wow.
imagining that, and by the end of like that visualization like he could move his fingers, and I started crying. I could cry right now.
Wow. No, shed the tears for the camera. We need this Emmy
I
moment.
know. No, literally, I got so emotional. But then I was like, yeah, I feel like I could understand why things like that really have an effect on people.
I think it's interesting because a lot of these quote unquote spiritual practices and supernatural things ultimately come back to your brain because like we've talked about many times, manifestation is
Mm-hmm.
not just magic, right? It's just a way of
Yeah,
unconscious subconsciously reframing your mind in your brain
right.
to make these neuron connections. So I think it's sort of the same way where a hypnotist could connect neurons that you usually can't like use or think of,
Yeah,
and maybe psychics also unlock that part somehow. I don't know.
right. Yeah, I think that's super interesting. I definitely like want to get more into it. Soon I'll be seeing ghosts, don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, the brain is so interesting, and it's crazy that in the past people would perform lobotomies to fucking like
Literally.
essentially paralyze someone.
Yeah, and you told me something about that recently too, about that one guy.
So I saw someone on TikTok that said they had a lobotomy and they didn't look that old, so I was like, there's no way. There's no way. But I will say apparently one of the female members of the Kennedy family, I believe,
Yes,
they
yes.
got you heard about this?
Yeah, yeah.
So they got a lobotomy because she was a quote unquote party girl, a bad girl. And so to tame
Mm-hmm.
her, they gave her a fucking lobotomy. And I didn't know this is how it
Uh-huh.
works, but lobotomies are usually like you use a stick and you go through like your eye socket.
Yes. Yeah, it's like
And
right
you
here. They just like bam.
I thought it was like more practice like fucking brain surgery. I thought it was more professional. But anyone could perform
No.
a lobotomy apparently.
Yeah, I mean that's why so many people died, right?
I mean, yeah, she became completely a vegetable essentially. She could not think on her
Yeah.
own. Like it was so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, it's really sad because like I think for a long period of time it was just like, you know what? That's the correct response. Like if these people stop doing those behaviors, then it's like that's a good thing and these work. So like let's keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Something that makes me feel like I want to get a lobotomy after reading this is this new popular sound from TikTok or somewhere.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Let me just read it to you.
Okay.
Sticking out your Gyatt for the Rizzler. You're so skibbity. You're so fanum tax. Like, this is the modern day equivalent of hieroglyphics.
No, because why did I not understand half of the words?
Okay, let's try to decipher what
What?
this means.
Yeah, okay, wait. I see it.
Sticking out your Gyatt. What is a
Uh-huh.
Gyatt?
It seems like definitely body part related. Maybe.
See, I thought
Is
it
this
was
a
just
positive thing?
I don't know. I thought it was I thought Gyatt was like Gyatt damn. I thought that's what it was.
Oh. The only thing I
So
can think of is the like the song, the one that's like stick it. That's not the words though. You know that's like the song that's like da 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 for the picture or something.
yes, I mean this is the parody of that song.
Oh.
Yeah. It goes like sticking out your tongue for the picture or something like that,
Sure.
right?
You're so pretty. You're so
You're so
popular.
pretty.
Maybe okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, so maybe this is just, yeah, the hieroglyphic form.
So maybe Gyatt means tongue?
Yeah, yeah.
Sticking out your Gyatt.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then for the Rizzler, which we know what Riz is, so someone who is
Yeah.
good at Riz.
Yeah, the Rizzler, Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's gotta be
Never
right.
never did I think we were going to reach the point where we were not going to understand internet slang.
Oh, I fully knew this was coming. Yeah, because I've always been bad at internet slang, so it's just only gonna get worse.
No, yeah. I mean, I have never been like the most up to date, but I feel like I'm so lost now. And
Yeah,
it
we're
came
so
really
old.
quickly.
Yeah, it did. It's like everything hits for some reason after you're done with school. Like what happens?
I know, right? And the
Yeah.
thing is, I feel so old, but people on the internet think I am like 16 or something. Someone in my
Yeah, you're a
comment
little
section was like,
child.
literally, someone in the comments was like, "Oh, this man was born after 2008." I'm like, "Not 2008. You think I'm 15?" But
Wait,
I'll
that's
take that as a
amazing.
compliment because I'm so
No, it
youthful.
is. It is. But that's so true because there's so many people online who are famous, and I'm like, they look like they're our age, like young 20s, and then I
Yeah,
find out they're like 35.
right, right. Well,
I think
maybe
it's,
it'll be a
yeah,
good sign in the next couple of years.
it will be. We'll grow into it.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's keep breaking
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing down. You're so skibbity. I
Skibbity
know
sounds
skibbity
really cool.
from the meme.
I don't.
So it's a Gen Alpha meme where it's called Skibbity Toilet, where it's like
Oh,
this
right.
these. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
But I don't know what that means in this context. You're so skibbity. Like you're so
I
funny.
feel
You're
like
so dirty.
I feel like that's a fun thing. I feel like that's a fun, playful thing. I don't know what it means, but I feel like that's fun and playful. But yeah.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that. You're so playful.
Okay. Ew, ew, ew.
Okay, so the next part is you're so fanum tax. I tried to look this up and I could not get a solid answer, but from what I could see is Phantom is a streamer. And
Yeah.
so something that he says maybe.
Yeah. That sounds about right. I was gonna say, I think that is a streamer.
I think a lot of these like current Gen Alpha slang is coming from streamers. And because I've never
Yeah.
been a part of live streams or a big streamer person, I'm getting so lost.
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like at most I would see like clips of live streams, but I'm not like, I would never, almost never watch someone's literal live stream.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I would watch yours if you live streamed.
Maybe one day, maybe for a subscriber special, we'll do a jelly live stream.
That would be so cool.
But that would require you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share, leave a
And leave a
review,
review.
and leave a review.
Yeah.
Well, merry Halloween to everybody.
We love Halloween. I hope you have
We do.
a safe Halloween. Everyone be safe.
Be safe. Stay away from, any serial killers, any white trucks that are in your way. They
Yes,
might
yes.
just
And
kidnap
crowded places. And crowded places. Rest in peace, everyone from last year. Eating
Yes,
one.
and
That is
apparently
please be
apparently COVID is a thing again, so y'all be careful
Yes.
with that.
Yes, be careful. We'll be careful. We will
Yes.
be right.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that. Alrighty, bye everyone.